morning, everyone. This is Faith Gauthier, theinspirededge.com. This morning, my guest is Ilene Aldridge of Starstream Design, and she's here to talk about the how-tos on how to order your wedding invitations and sending them out and everything. Good morning, Ilene.
Good morning, Faith. How are you?
I'm great. How are you doing this morning?
Very well, very well.
Well, we're talking to our brides this morning about wedding invitations. A good question is, how soon should they be sending them out?
Well, always earlier is better in my experience. I found out that if you start looking at stationers about 5-6 months before, finalize the guest list about 3 months before the wedding. But send your invitations no later than 12 weeks before the wedding. But you can send them up to about 16 weeks before. That's if you're ready. So that's, you make sure that everybody will attend who you would like them to attend.
Well, that's really great advice. Is it okay to for the brides to check back with their guests to see if they'll be attending?
Absolutely. If you haven't heard from your guests 8 weeks before the wedding, it's absolutely fine to contact them. I mean, you need to get a head count to contact the vendors and let them know how many people to expect.
And that's true. There's a lot of vendors that need that head count.
Right.
And let's see, any budget saving tips that you would have for our brides?
Well, absolute great way to save money on your whole invitation package to use things like postcards for the reply cards. Another way you can save is on printing. A lot of times you'll have stationers who will make very elaborate invitations using engraving. A cheaper option is to use thermography, which is raised printing, but it's not engraved to the invitation. It's not sort of pushed up. It's sort of printed on top of it.
Okay.
If you want to go even cheaper, if you want to save even more money, you can go with flat printing, which is something that Zazzle uses, and it's a great option. You have a wide variety of invitations to use, and it's a great way to save some money. And just, you can also save on enclosures. You don't have to put 30 kinds of enclosures. You can put the RSVP right on the invitation script.
Well, that's fantastic. And then if they're doing flat printing, it would probably save them as far as postage as well.
Absolutely. The great thing about flat printing, you can also have postage to match the invitations. You can have an entire invitation suite. So it's a great option to go with.
Yeah, that sounds like a fantastic option, and especially if you're trying to watch the budget, which,
Right.
so a lot of that stuff gets really expensive during your wedding.
Absolutely.
Is there a way for them to make sure that they maybe get more guests to attend their wedding? I mean, you're going out to all this huge expense. Obviously, you would like plenty of people to show up for your wedding.
Yeah, absolutely. As soon as you know your location and the dates of your wedding, the date of your wedding, send out save the date cards. You can send out postcards, photo cards, announcements. It's a great way before you have everything finalized to just let people know, well, the wedding is coming up at this particular day, and there could be a lot of options. It could be a postcard, it could be a photo card, it could be a magnet, really anything.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I like the idea of the magnets too, because those are so unique and they don't lose them. I know I've gotten invitations in the mail or something, and I have to be careful because I'll put them somewhere and I'll forget where I put them.
Right, and they're under the bills, and you'll find them 3 months later.
Right, right. And so, unless I write it on the calendar right away, I'm horrible for forgetting people. So, for me, seems, a magnet would be good so I can stick it on the fridge and I won't lose it. But, yeah, the postcards are great for saving money, too. That would be fantastic. No envelope, no anything. Just send out a postcard.
Right, right. And you can get, as I said, you can get personalized postage. You can match really anything. You can have a picture of yourself. You can have matching the entire invitation suite. It's a great, great option.
That's a great option. Any tips for mailing invitations?
There's definite things that you could do. First thing I would definitely do is when you have your invitations, a complete invitation package, take it to the post office. Check with you can check on the postal website for regulations because you might have some oversized invitations that may have different regulations about mailing, certain places where to put the address, and also you need to know how much each package is going to weigh because if you're mailing internationally, obviously it's going to be different, and you need to see how much. Invitation weight. Another great tip that I found is you can lightly mark in pencil a number on the upper corner of the back of each response card. And what you do, you keep a numbered list with the corresponding name. And what's really great about this is you can't, so many times you'll get a response card and you can't read the person's name, or they'll just mark, I'm coming, and you don't know who it is. So you can then check the number to your list and see who this person is.
That is a fantastic tip, too, because, some people can't read their handwriting, so.
Yeah. But, I've seen invitations that they just send it back and they'll have no name, and you don't know who it's from. It's crazy.
That would be an issue. Hello.
Exactly.
Well, that is just fantastic. Any other last-minute things you would like to add for the brides?
Well, there's lots of things that you really need to get together. Being a calligrapher in my former life, I found that you need to order at least extra envelopes. A calligrapher will need at least 10% extra envelopes in case of mistakes.
No.
So I would usually advise about 20% more than you'll actually need. Because you don't want to have to go back and reorder because it can be very expensive. So 20% is good just in case of mistakes, in case one of them is not printed correctly. It's great to have extras on hand.
That's good advice, and too, depending on time, if you have to go back and reorder, you might be cutting it rather close.
Absolutely.
So, very good advice. Ilene, thank you so much for being with us this morning. We really appreciate you coming on and talking to our brides about ordering invitations.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Ilene.
Okay, great talking to you, Faith.